PAGIPOPO ingredients. We have White Rose dinner rolls. Okay, this is the easy version. This is my version. It's still the bomb. It has 36 pieces of rose in it. They're frozen. You can find them in the frozen section. Your pan, it has to be buttered because you're baking. And whatever size pan you want. This is a Samoan pan, so I'm going to make a Samoan PAGIPOPO. Alright, what you want to do is take your pan. Everybody knows how to pan down a pan. Okay? Oh, that butter smells good. And you take your whole bag of rolls and you just throw them in there. You even get a coupon. Alright, for those who coupon clip. So, they'll look like this. You don't have to make them look nice unless you're taking them to a party and you want to make them look elegant. Then you can actually line them up, you know, like that. You know, and they can look really nice. So, but what I'm going to do is just put them together because they'll puff up the same. You want to preheat your oven to warm. Turn it on 350 for about 5 minutes and then turn it back off down to warm. Don't turn it off, just turn it down to warm or to whatever the lowest setting you got, because you're not going to bake them. You're just going to set them in the oven to rise. So they don't have to actually be beautiful because they'll all puff up the same and look nice. Then what you're going to do is just spray the top lightly. That was light enough. And then you stick them in your oven, preheated oven, for 1 hour. They will puff up really nice and they'll look like you made them homemade. Actually, somebody just made the rolls for me and I'm just putting everything together. Now we're making the suwa for the PAGIPOPO. You have your pan here, pot, and you turn it on high heat to begin with. You want 4 cans for 36 bun rolls, okay? So you want the pan to heat and you pour 4 of these cans in here. Alright. You let it heat up. Alright. Now this is the PAGIPOPO that we put in here earlier. And it is now risen, and we will now start the suwa for the PAGIPOPO. So I have 2 of them in there, and I will push it back in. You really don't have to be too quiet, but you can't be banging things in your kitchen. So I put 4 coconut cans of coconut milk in there, 4 of them, and you want 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I do. People say why. It's the flavor. That's how Samoans roll. And then you want 2 cups of sugar. Okay. You want 1. Now that I have my coconut milk, 4 cans, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 cup of sugar in my 4 cans, I'm stirring it consistently so it does not burn the bottom. When it is ready, you will pour it on top over the rolls, and then you will bake it at 350, 325, depending on your oven, and you will bake it for at least a good 20 minutes. Take it out, let it set for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Don't eat it right away. And now we're going to pour the coconut milk right on top of the pangis, as so. Okay, so it can soak in there and get in there. Don't worry if it looks like it's going to flatten. It's not. It'll just rise up. Have all your suwa in there. Now it'll go in the oven. I got it on 350, and it will cook for a good 20 minutes. Alright. Here's your PAGIPOPO already out of the oven, nice and hot and ready to serve. I let it sit 10 minutes, and now we're going to serve it. Now I'm cutting it so that I can plate it up. And of course, everybody knows how to cut PAGIPOPO and serve it up. So here you go.
Oh my god.
PAGIPOPO.
So awesome.
Okay, this is the brown portion, the caramelization of the brown portion that belongs to make the PULIGI brown. We are making PULIGI. You need 2 cups of sugar, caramelized over high heat at the beginning, then medium heat at the end. Now I'm making the caramelization for the PULIGI. We are starting to make our PULIGI. This is the first process you need to do. 2 cups of sugar, granulated sugar, over high heat. And you just keep stirring, consistently stir it until it turns like a brownish caramel color. Your ingredients for your browning caramelization of the sugar, that will be the burnt part mixture for the PULIGI, is sugar, vanilla, and 2 cups of water. This is a teaspoon of vanilla. 2 cups of sugar, teaspoon of vanilla, and water. 2 cups of water. It's starting to caramelize at the bottom. And you keep doing this process until it's all brown. I like a dark brown texture because it gives it the flavor to the PULIGI. Okay, now my sugar has dissolved and it is now liquefied. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to turn the heat down that low and you're going to keep stirring it, but you're going to add 2 cups of water slowly. Slowly. I said slowly. Ow. And it will actually look like that. So it's okay, but you're going to keep stirring and you're going to be careful doing this for those who like to cook, bake, whatever you like to do. Okay, the water should get hot and all this should dissolve. Okay, in the meantime, while that's working in there, you can do your 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, 1 teaspoon. Now we have our liquid for our burnt part for our PULIGI. There's some sugar left over, which is okay because it'll dissolve in here. Now, I had just had a question from my guest host.
That was me.
Jenny from the block. She wanted to know if I left it while I'm making the rest of the PULIGI, will it get hardened? No, because it has water in it. So as long as sugar has water in it, it's fine. But if you just do regular sugar, yes, it'll get hardened and it'll become just like that. So what you want to do is just shut it off. You want to use a metal spoon, and the reason why is because if you use anything else, you will actually have a melted spatula or a spoon in your burnt part. So that'll sit there and it'll just stay until I'm done with the PULIGI. And here is the dry ingredients of the PULIGI. You saw me do the brown burnt part with the sugar. 7 cups of flour, 5 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, and 4.5 teaspoons of baking soda. That's the wet ingredients all together. Put that all together and then mix it really good. Okay? Now here is the second wet part, besides the burnt part, of the PULIGI, which is 4 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of butter, 2 cans of evaporated milk, and 1.5 cups of water. Okay, and that's the mixture. And 4 eggs. Okay, so you got 4 eggs, your sugar, 2 cups of sugar, 2 cans of evaporated milk, 1 cup of butter, and 1.5 cup of water mixed together. Okay, I'm going to pour the butter mixture, which contains the eggs and the sugar and everything together, into this bowl here. Okay, and I know it's a small bowl, but if you guys want to contribute, you know, I do accept bigger bowls. So anyways, okay, I just poured the butter mixture in here with the eggs and the sugar, and I just want it to get like a little bit wet in here. It doesn't have to be mixed all together well, because you're going to pour it again somewhere else. I just want to get the feeling of it, and it will go into the brown burnt mixture here, which I'm going to pour right now. This is our brown burnt sugar that we did earlier. Okay, so I mixed the butter mixture with the dry ingredients. Okay, and this will be mixed together like this. Okay, and you could use your cake mixer, which I'm going to use in a minute. Okay, now this is the baking part of the PULIGI. We have our oven on 350. Okay, we have our tub of water here, which you can use the pan, and it has half of water in it. It doesn't have to be warm, cold, whatever. Your bundt pan, which looks like this, yes, it's all scraped up because I use it a lot. I bake a lot. And I have my PULIGI mixture and pan. You need the pan so that you can actually spray down your PULIGI pan with. Okay? It's the butter one, okay? Remember, butter for baking. B for baking. And you want to pour some of the PULIGI in here. Easily. It'll just go around. You don't really have to go around with it. And you want to pour just almost halfway up. Okay? Alright. What you want to do with this, you want to take foil and you want to cover the PULIGI. You want to cover it real tight and good. You don't poke holes. You don't do anything with it. You place it in your water. Okay? And this will actually, you're going to need a little bit more water in here because it's going to have to go halfway up. Okay? So if you don't have enough water, just pour as you go. But pour it when you put it in the oven because you don't want to carry it around and then it spills on you. So while the rack is pulled out of the oven, put this on top of the rack and pour your water until it's halfway up the bundt pan. Okay? Not too much. Don't get it too close. Just halfway up. And then you bake it for 45 minutes. Okay. Now, this is the ending of our show. And this is the last recipe that we had made today, which is our PULIGI, which I turned it upside down right now. And it should look like that. Delicious. Alright. You don't want to cut into it right away. You want to wait at least a good 10 minutes for it to cool down. When you bring it out of the oven as well, from the oven, okay, when you bring it out of the oven, the pan, you let it sit for 10 minutes, and then you can flip it over like I did, and put foil on your table. If you don't have a plate that'll fit it, which I don't, at my table, and I'll leave it here, let it cool down, and we can actually get pieces from it. It is late. I can make the sauce for it. All you need is a can of carnation, a can of coconut, some vanilla, and a half a spoon of sugar. Stir it up, let it get hot, heated, and that is your, and a half a teaspoon of cornstarch so that it can actually get thick. Okay? So you got all the recipe, and it's late, and now I like to say goodbye to Jenny. She was very good today.
I was very good today.
She was a good helper. Jenny was filming all day, and she was my host. And she was actually doing all the fouls, which are the chores.
I thought it was the sous chef.
You were, but the Samoan sous chef that does the fouls. Hello. Okay, Jenny was good. Say bye, Jenny from Frisco.
Bye, Jenny.
See you later.
Bye.